Hello, everyone. We're back. Hope you liked that little bit of intro music, just setting the tone for the funeral of the Essendon Football Club. Make of that what you will. Hello, Nathan. How are you today?
Is the acceptable answer here? Emotionally ruined.
That was not what I expected. I think it fits. I'm not against it.
You know how I had an analogy about football clubs are like girlfriends? You know, I was like, you get your heart broken and you still keep coming back. I'm at the stage now where they've cheated on you so many times, you just don't care. You're like,
well, and
I'm not even disappointed.
To give some evidence to that. Oh, people can't hear me. Hang on.
Oh, no, Sam. I can do all the talking. Welcome.
Hello again. Hello again. Sorry, folks. That was my fault. Didn't test the audio.
Sammy.
I don't remember what we said, so I'm just going to say hello again, and I hope you liked the music at the start there for the funeral of the Essendon Football Club. Nathan's feeling, what was it, emotionally...
Oh, I can't remember. Emotionally destroyed, ruined. Yeah, that sounds
like that. Apologies, guys. That's the first time that's happened. I don't know what to talk about today. I watched.
Well, we've got a few things to talk about. Yeah.
I watched probably a quarter and a half before I thought, no, my mental health is more important.
Mm.
You were about the same.
I got a few seconds into the third quarter, and my mental health became more of an important issue than watching that rabble.
Yeah. If you watch the whole thing, unless you're at the ground, obviously that might be a bit different. But if you are an Essendon supporter and you watch the whole thing, then you deserve a medal.
You're better than us. You should start a podcast.
That is more impressive than Dustin Fletcher. Jesus Christ, who am I? That's more impressive than Dyson Heppel playing 200 games of football. There, I said it. Right, I'm not doing the disposals and goals because it just don't matter. I don't care.
We didn't kick many and they kicked lots. There you go.
It was a lot to not much. Yeah, that sums it up.
I mean, if we could throw in the fact that I think they had how many 30-something scored shots?
Yeah, it was a bit.
Because they kicked a lot of points. Like
14 goals, 21 on a balmy night in Sydney. So really, really could have been
35 scoring shots.
Could have been worse. The one stat I will throw at you instead of the possessions and all that rubbish. Callum Mills, I didn't write their full names. Bell, don't know his first name. Isaac Heaney, Lloyd, and Rowbottom combined, 5 Sydney players, had 31 tackles.
And that's important because
23 Essendon players. I'm not going to name them. I don't need to name them. That's every single
it's
one.
All of them. It's every one of them came out to play.
Had 30.
And just to put that in context, Mills had 13 of those. Like, 13, that's nearly half our whole team to one guy.
It's a little bit of stat bending just to make it sound cool. Mills had 13. The rest had 4 in that group of 5. And Archie Perkins was our best with 5.
And I was looking just before... Quickly. And Dylan Shield has laid something like 12 tackles or 13 tackles in the game once in his life. So when he was at GWS, he could apparently tackle. Something he doesn't do now.
He can do a lot of things at GWS and he can't seem to do now.
I was looking at his stats. And go, sorry.
I was going to say, we're not going to spend this whole thing bashing Shield because there are...
Oh, but it's going to be a bit of it.
There's going to be a bit of it, but we're going to really try not to because it's not just one guy. He probably sums up our problems. But there are other issues, so we're not going to just sit here and bash.
I think that's a good point, is that he seems to be the one that makes the issues stand out the most because he's a senior player. He's played 182 games. He's he's on good coin. We got him to the club 4 years ago. We gave up draft picks for him. So there's that expectation on him, pressure.
Yeah, when you cost that much.
Well, and if you want to leave clubs and go take money, then you have to deal with expectation because that's you can just play out your career at GWS and think, oh, this is all rose and dandy. I'll just get my 25 touches and running around.
totally part of it. Is when you agree to those kind of deals, you're right. You've got to deal with the expectation and everything else that comes with that. We'll lead into Shield, I guess, just a little bit. The Luke Parker scenario is what I really want to focus on.
Yeah,
and
100%.
you've got a bit more because you actually did some research like a good little boy. I can't, polar opposites. Last week, I could not wait. I couldn't wait to sit down and start a podcast. And today, I've genuinely been going, I don't know what I'm going to talk about.
Well, Lego Masters is on, and I'd rather be watching that. It's final tonight.
I have to do some online testing before midnight. And apparently it takes for 3 hours. So, yeah, I got stuff to do as well. The Luke Parker thing, right? 2020, there was a bit of talk and a bit of conversation that they just didn't seem to like each other. Like there was no camaraderie. There was no sticking up for each other on the field. Something could happen and then no one would really do anything about it. And then last year, we, again, probably not on the podcast, but commented on that being different. Blokes were getting into blokes. Like if something happened, they were getting into each other or getting into them and sticking up for their teammates. Now, so there's two parts to this. One, no one other than Dylan Shield went to Luke Parker and was like, "Oh, you're not on, dickhead." Like, I think it's hilarious, to be honest, what Parker did. I don't have any issues with him, but
no, not at all. He's doing is
should have gone up to him and been like, "Oh, nah, get stuff, mate." Like, just something symbolic gesture of leave my teammate alone. And then I think Matthew Lloyd was talking about it. I don't know what show it was on. There was a passage of play immediately after that where Parker had the ball and she'll just jog past him.
Yeah.
And Lloyd basically said, I don't care. If I give away a free kick, get suspended, whatever, I'm letting him know that you're not going to disrespect me like that.
Yeah. And then we had a conversation today about who are the real tough nuts, and not talking guys who put head over the ball, but who are the guys that people are afraid of in our team, and not like the old Dermy Brereton days, but the real, like, Parker is a hard unit. He can do that, and he can do it with pride and go, I have never backed away.
If one of our guys got into him for that, he'd have 4 other teammates come over and help him out.
Yeah. Heaney.
Probably 50 other teammates.
Kennedy. Guys that are, tough. Tough over the ball and tough in contests. Are we a team that has recruited too many goody two-shoe players because we don't want to have bad rep players at because of, going back to the Andrew Lovett issues and the what was the other one that went to St Kilda?
Ryder?
No, not Ryder. He made the TikTok video or whatever.
Carlisle.
Yeah, I'll check Carlisle. Yeah. See, are we trying to avoid those guys because we don't want the media coverage, and we've recruited the McGraths and the Merritts and the the Hobbs, they're all good players. I'm not saying that, but they're a little bit nice boys. They're all no mongrel in them.
A couple of things on that, just to finish on the Shield point. Either him or his teammates. I don't care if you don't like Dylan Shield. He's your teammate, right?
I don't think they like Dylan Shield.
This is a very, very, very poor analogy, but I played cricket with a bunch of blokes and I didn't like a few of them.
A lot of them.
But if something happened, you would stick up for them because they're your teammate and you're there to, it doesn't matter. We were the lowest of low level of cricket, but you still would stand up for your teammate.
Very low. I could tell you how low it was, people, but whew, you wouldn't believe me.
We were the very best in a shit league.
So. They used tennis balls with tape. That's
no. It was definitely
played in backyards. No, there was a shield involved and everything.
Yeah. Anyway, my point is, at the top level of sport, someone stick up for him. I don't care what you think of the bloke. He's your teammate. You're in a game. Sammy Draper, just go up and be like, "Oi, I'm friggin' 3 times the size of you, champ. What do you like?" Anyway, my second point on what you said, about like Carlisle's and all that. This all ties back into 2016 and 2013 and the drug saga and all that. Is we had to distance ourselves from those kind of players because we couldn't. Well, we could, but we had enough.
We can't afford to.
Their attention. We needed to really get away from that. And we've talked about it before with Heppel and Hurley being the last 2.
Yep.
From that time. But it's going to carry on because you're right. This club is just too nice. And the way Heppel speaks constantly. We're hurting. Well, show it.
Yeah, and look, I don't think. Look, and Heppel and Shield are good players, but there may be a bigger issue that's around them and the way they play and the sort of what they're bringing to the club is not what the younger players maybe want at the moment or are expecting. I wonder if leadership, like I questioned leadership at Essendon, the footy club, for a while since probably Watson left, because I think he was one of the better captains we've ever had. Spoke really well, went out in game days and, played games, big games in big times, that sort of guy. And I think,
that guy 2013, yes.
Yeah, back to the herds, guys that would step up when the game. I remember that West Coast game after he got flogged all week in the media. Like, anyway, we don't have a guy, I feel like, that does that, a leader at the club that, that can do. The Stringer's probably been a bit the closest, but I really can't see us relying on him.
That's more a big game player than.
Yeah, but there's no one that
doesn't.
Like, okay, for example, the Heat has been honest. Dyson Heppel is our captain. Was he very good on the weekend? No, he wasn't. Be honest, he wasn't one of his better games. He went
tackles.
Back. Yeah, 3 tackles. He went back with the flight of the ball a few times. Took some marks.
0
but
tackles.
0 tackles. Oh god, it would be 3. He's the face of the. He's the leadership. Dylan Shield is 182. He's probably our second most games player. Is that the right term? At the club, he would be.
Yeah, and that.
But they're the leaders. They're the ones at halftime when the game is in trouble. They're the ones. The coaches can't come out and play. They can only say, "Come on, boys." Well, it's the players have got to generate that, and it's not happening on the field at the moment.
And that's the other thing. Like, this has been a problem for a couple of years. Like, we've been talking about leadership for a few years now, and like, you're right, with Watson and all that, it was like, oh, cheesy nut shit. But hey, we've got Job. So,
yeah.
How good. I've not seen Rutten go off.
Oh, he's too calm, even at the end of games.
And I know, and again, I think we've talked about it on the podcast a little bit. But have to be careful now with to get the best out of their players. They probably can't take that approach.
Yeah.
But if you did 1 or 2 just bloody good sprays a year, that's not over the top. That's okay. But make a point. Like, as a coach, as Rutten, how can you be okay?
Well, I'll go.
That? How can you not lose your absolute shit?
I'll go a bit further, Sam, and say, okay, if you're not going to go down the spray path, Dylan Shield has to be dropped this week, doesn't he? Because 2 weeks ago, he was going to be dropped. And now...
Yeah, dropped.
Yeah, he went to the medical sub, but played anyway, because the injury happened pretty early in that game, didn't it?
Dropped.
No, you're still in the team that's been selected. So does the statement need to now be, okay, I'm not going to shout and scream at you. You're just not playing.
Well, one of the two, all right? And it's gotten past the point of we're paying this guy too much to not have him play. I don't care. Make a point 100%. To the rest of the team, every single player, properly make a point. Don't just drop him and then play him anyway.
No, he doesn't just get one drop. He gets he has to be formed back in the...
Go back to frigging Windy Hill and earn your spot back. I can't imagine Dylan Shield playing it anyway. Sandringham in the freaking blustery...
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Make a point, or just every so often, just be like, halftime in the rooms, get up, get in their face, and is that good enough? Is that what we expect? This club's in its 150th year, and we've won 16 flags, and this is just about the worst team we've ever had. Like, do you have any self-respect as footballers?
Yep. I also wonder if part of the issue is, and it's a greater Essendon Football Club dynamic or structural issue, is that the VFL team the last, would you say 3 years, has been shit house. I think we can fairly honestly, like, there hasn't been anything going in and out of that. Like, the quality of players in there has been ordinary. There's no one really, they're not really developing. Like, we're not developing our kids there because they're getting flogged every week. They're not playing a style, a brand of football like the seniors or anything like that. They're just, ordinary. And like we're talking about this Dylan Shield being dropped, but you're not like you go, we've got these couple of kids like Lord, who else is there? There's what was it? Voss? Voss is apparently a hard nut
game,
but I think is he injured or not? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he is. Did Jones injure himself too on the weekend? Too, I read somewhere. I'm not sure who that was. But it's not like there's. Yeah, but they played a practice match. I read this somewhere. Well, my part of the issue I had too was one of the things I thought about was like last week we looked a lot. We had a lot more run and carry from the back half, like Hind and Redmond, and McGrath.
Yeah, we were talking about this, and we have no science to back it up.
We don't do science.
No science. We've got 2 games of football, and it was the first game that Jake Kelly, that's right, isn't it? Had missed all year. And all of a sudden, Nick Hind and Redmond were running off halfback, going their absolute hardest up the middle, and then he's back in the side, and they were nowhere to be seen. Not even, from the quarter and 3 quarters that I watched. But for one, I don't think Kelly's had the effect we thought or hoped he would.
Yeah,
doesn't seem to be playing on the smalls. He seems to swap opponent more than his underwear. He possibly gets isolated because of the structures up the field, whatever. But regardless of that, gives away a lot of free kicks.
Yep.
And based on a very, very, very small amount of data, seems to be preventing.
Well,
I don't know. He's got nothing to do.
Here's a couple of things. So, how I informed you before this podcast, and I just want to throw this one back out. Dylan Shield had 69 meters gained, which I thought was unbelievable for a midfielder. How many meters gained do you reckon for a backman was Jake Kelly?
Oh, well, in context of the conversation, 50?
37. 37. Like, that's... Like, I don't understand. Like, how do you just... You're playing it... You can only kick it one way, really. You should be kicking it towards our goals, like more than 37 meters. Anyway, the issue I was thinking about was that with the guys that went in and out with the sickness during the week. So Ridley is a straight swap for Zerk Thatcher. So that wouldn't have changed the structure. But what I was wondering, I don't get to see the whole ground. All I can look at is the heat maps and sort of get a bit of an idea to work it out. But it looked to me like, so with Kelly back, that pushed McGrath back into sort of like a midfield. He had a lot more CBAs this week, which then pushed, well, I don't know why, but Merritt went out to a wing. He had hardly any CBAs. And Shield picked up the equal most amount of CBAs, which you can't explain to me why. And then that pushed like guys like Hobbs and probably Perkins out of the midfield again back into forward. Now, I reckon that's where we're going wrong too. I think that part of our structure should be Hobbs and Perkins should be playing more midfield. I'd rather see Durham on a wing than Merritt. Merritt should be playing in the guts, doing his thing.
The club, so yes.
Yep.
And Essendon.
Yep. And Martin and Durham and whoever else, maybe what's his name, Cutler. He can play on a wing. I don't mind him on a wing for patches. He's fine. He's not the world's best player, but he can do a job out there. And then that pushes McGrath back into the back half, which I think then helps. I wonder if that helps Hind and Redmond sort of play a little bit more up the ground, or the three of them work that out. Who goes up and plays it. That was a bit of a thought I had because, and I think personally, I think we're out coached a lot. I think that our coaches aren't getting up on. Can't play a trick like Dylan Shield, for example. Not to go back on him every time, but he's the easiest one. Like he wasn't very good in the midfield, and the problem though is he can't go anywhere else. Like where can he go? He can't play as a half forward. I'm sure of it.
Well, we saw his shot for goal last week. I think just before we move on too much, Shield getting the centre bounce attendance is you said the most.
Yeah, equal most with him and
to me, that's Truck and the coach is giving him every opportunity.
I wonder if that's it. Yep.
Mate, it's not opportunity. You're getting the chance to to have an impact, and you're still not doing it. So maybe that's the catalyst for him being dropped, perhaps.
Maybe. And there's been a bit of a highlight too, just to finish on the Dylan Shield thing, then I'm sure we'll move on. There was a little bit of videos being floating around from the one of the Fox shows on Sunday night, highlighting there was a bit of an argument between him and Redmond in the first quarter, wasn't it? I think it was the first quarter.
That was while I was watching it. So
yeah. So the balls they were kicking out from our goal square. Papley was by himself, and Redmond pointed at Shield to say, "Can you get on him?" And Shield was sort of like, "He's your man, you get on him."
And Shield ran into no man's land.
Yeah, and Redmond was already covering someone else, so he was standing next to a Sydney player. So he's like, "I can't at the moment. I can't do two.
I'm on someone."
Yeah, and then Shield sort of jogged up the ground, didn't affect the contest when it went along the wing, and then didn't stick with Papley. So he just was useless, just running around going, "Oh, look at me, I'm on the ground."
Although I don't really advocate too much on field between teammates, I liked that Redmond was a bit
100%. I have no problem with that.
Like, what do you do? Like, I like that. I like that, a bit of accountability.
I expect that. I want that.
There's a line because, I mean,
weren't you a fan of Goddard?
Well, that's what I was going to say. How much hate did he get for being like? Clearly, he was
every week
the line for a lot of people, and I think it's okay to demand the best from your teammates, but clearly in performance like that, no one's playing at their best. So
no, and that was about the point too. When you think back at it, we played okay footy, I reckon, for the first 5 to 10 minutes, haven't we? We haven't been horrible.
Yeah, we were okay.
I think they split us open on that exchange, but we were really shithouse from then on in. Like the second quarter we went good, third quarter we were bad, that fourth quarter was horrible. But that second quarter, I think they kicked 4-8 or something ridiculous. So they could have put us away by 100 points in this game, really.
And they should
have.
But
inaccurate kicking.
Imagine the media attention would be getting if they did, because we're already copying it, which is great. I fully support this because that's how things generally change. That's why we've been awful.
I think we should be getting enough media attention as it is personally, because if you have a look at our arch rivals, Carlton, they're 7-2.
They're in the top 4.
We're 2-7. Even Gold Coast, I don't want to bring this up, Sam, but I did tell you that they would probably beat Freo.
You're
like, no way.
Just
they've been playing all right. They've beaten Carlton. They've beaten another top 4 or 5 team too. Who was that? They beat someone else. Sydney, obviously. They beat Sydney the week before. They beat Carlton a couple of weeks before that. And now they've taken Freo's scalp. So they're playing good footy. Can't argue with that.
No, you can't. And I do like my Freo, and I was a bit disappointed.
I know you do. I was quietly barracking for the Gold Coast.
I saw the scores and I was like, he's going to give it to me for that. Anyway, I still think Freo are a good side. I didn't need.
No, of course they are.
Carlton are in the top 4. I also hate my life because Tottenham Hotspur are in the top 4 in England, which is not great. But anyway, it's a bad weekend for sport. Really, really horrible. Like, I'm Chelsea supporter. We lost our 3rd consecutive FA Cup final, 3rd in 3 years. How good. 2nd time this year we've lost a cup final to Liverpool on penalties. But double good news.
People are not here for soccer.
I'm enjoying this. Double good news. Chelsea women's, headlined by Sam Kerr, which is why I thought I could bring this up.
Yep.
Won the FA Cup in the women's, and Sam Kerr scored twice, once in extra time to win it. She is amazing.
Well, while we're talking about women's, I see our women's VFL had a draw, second draw. No, still no losses, but they were playing the second team so first and second. It finished in a draw. What a humdinger of a game that was!
What a humdinger!
Humdinger.
No, do you know what time it started?
What?
It was 9:30 Sunday morning.
No, did it? Oh my God. Those women are getting really shafted by the AFL.
No,
seriously.
I didn't watch it.
Fair enough.
I'm really looking forward to the AFLW because with a bit of luck, if our men's are still shit, hopefully our women's
I'll be watching that
give
instead.
us something to really get on board with.
Well, the VFL and the AFL men's have what, 2 wins between them or something, 3 wins?
No, 2, because the VFL men's haven't won a game.
And whereas the women's haven't lost a game.
Mm.
And now I don't mean to be a...
Don't go there. Don't.
I don't mean to jump on the easier ride, but if we're winning, I'm going to go watch them more.
Poor choice of words. Yeah, I'm hoping to get into the AFLW as much as the men's because it's AFL. It's the top level.
Yeah.
I don't watch the VFL men's, so I really don't. I struggle to watch the VFL women's. But
yeah,
I'm hoping with the AFLW, it would at least give us something to be positive about.
I'll barrack through because they're wearing the Essendon jumper.
But anyway, Sam Kerr, legend. Love. She's awesome. That sort of signals that I think I'm out of stuff to talk about. I'll go into the comments just quickly.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Murray's really keen for Willie Dick to play. He wants him to play now, not just
re-recruit him. Wonder where Willie Dick is. Hey, now did Murray see that one of our great players, Cupido, Damien Cupido, I want to say, yeah, he kicked 17 goals a few weeks ago for playing in a country league game somewhere. He looked like he put on a
chunky
kg or two
and still spanking in the goals.
Loved it that he kicked 17. I just thought that was awesome. Like, seriously, how do you just look like you barely run, but he still kicked 17?
And there was a whole bunch of people telling me my mic was on mute. Thank you for that.
Was mine on mute?
No. I had the wrong mic. It was this one.
Oh, yes. So I see what you've done. Yep.
One of those ones. Adam reassured me that it would have been quality, what they missed, and of course it was.
It was.
You heard one side of the conversation at least.
I was pretty funny.
Well, they heard you.
Oh, that's all that matters.
I was hilarious.
They heard the better person, I think you'll find.
Chris says that we were unwatchable, which I don't disagree
Us or the Essendon Football Club?
No, the football club. Yeah.
Hey, while we're on that, so we'll probably beat Richmond this week.
100%. 10-goal win coming up. Sorry, I'm just reading through some comments here.
Yeah. Take your time, Sam. I'm not going anywhere.
Chris reinstated the Gold Coast. We told you so. Theory there.
He can't claim that because he didn't. He went with Freo. He didn't support mine.
Yeah. So for reference, myself, Nathan, and Chris have a Friday afternoon chat where we go through the games and pick a winner. And they thought Gold Coast, and I passionately campaigned for Fremantle. Hence the immense.
Now, I don't know if you noticed too. I got $1 payout on that bet too. Just I saw $1.12. I saw Geelong were losing. We'd take a Geelong to beat St Kilda, which I thought was kind of fair enough. And I couldn't. There was no way Geelong were going to win that game. And I saw a payout said $1.12. I said, I'm taking that. Well, that'll give us a bet next week.
Yeah, 100%. All right, that's about it for the comments. Thanks, guys, as always. We appreciate the input. One more thing, just the votes. Very, very difficult to vote on. So, Zach Reed, I didn't really notice him, and I like the kid, so he got 3. Ben Hobbs, same thing. He got 2 for me because, again, I thought he just cracks in, and he's a kid. He doesn't have a lot of accountability, and he still played really well. And then I gave a vote to Peter Wright because he did kick 2, and I just love the man. So...
Well, I gave my 3 to Zach Reed.
No, you didn't.
No, I gave my 3 to Hobbs. Better think about it. Sorry. I just had checked something on Zach Reed. You said you didn't notice him. He took 10 marks.
I didn't watch.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
Half the bloody game.
He did take a few marks in the first half. Anyway, I went with Ben Hobbs because I thought he was great. Again, it's a bit like the Rising Star thing. You know how you get the votes the week after? You only have to play. You play a really good game, and then if you play a decent game the week after, you get the votes. Yeah. That's my theory at the moment. I'm going to give Zach Reed 2 because 10 marks, 262 meters gained is what defenders are meant to do,
and pretty nonchalant. When the bits I saw, he doesn't make it. It's not a fuss.
No, look. But still, for me, there's quality young kids in this team. We just got to work out what's wrong.
Don't go off topic, please.
Yep. Sorry. One vote for Caldwell because of. He's showed amazing courage. He played well too, but he's the only one that put his body on the line.
It's funny, as you said that Alfie gave Caldwell 3.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Taking mark of the year, which not sure about that shout, but it was nice to see someone put the body on the line for the football club. It's nice.
And for the first time ever, I didn't give Nick Martin, I think, votes.
Yeah, it was half. It was Yeah. I don't want to say, I don't want to
Goal and
criticize him, but it wasn't his best game.
He still kicked the goal and had 15 touches, which, to be honest, for a guy playing his ninth game, we'd be stoked with.
It's the problem with setting the bar high.
Yeah, it's you kick 5 in your first.
Under promise and over deliver, not the other way around.
Yeah, I still thought like the 2 ruck worked. As a stat I looked at earlier today was that Essendon are 6th in hitouts, and which is really like again going towards the future for Bryant and Sam Draper. They are going to be elite ruckmen. Like if you look at the numbers that say Max Gawn or Goldstein and those sort of guys were pushing out when they were 22 and 23. What?
Sorry, just another comment came through. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. That they will they are well on the right trajectory. I hate saying that word. To be elite ruckmen in their 27, 28, 29-year-old age group.
These guys don't peak until that age. So the fact they're playing decent football
and the
21.
fact that we're 6th in hitouts and we're somewhere around the market, and we're in front of Melbourne with Gawn and what's his name? Jackson. So that's impressive. I'm taking that. I'm taking small wins.
Yeah. All right. Last thing. The reason for the chuckle. Chris has just come back again. Looking forward to watching the ABC election coverage on Saturday night.
ABC did the best, actually. I agree with that.
The foolish decision to arrange a massive trip with 4 of my mates to go down and watch it. 3 Richmond,
look, it's a bit good for you,
and 2 Essendon.
It'll be good for you.
I don't love these games. I enjoy these games more because there's no expectation, right? If we rock up and get rolled by 100 points, I'll go, yeah, sounds about right. If we're in it or even close to in it, I'm going to have the time of my life. So we win.
I tell you
what,
I know it's stupid, but I don't. Richmond are getting a bit of their swagger back. I'll give them that. I watched a bit of their game.
Think about that Dusty Martin bloke.
Dusty Martin can play again.
Mm-hmm.
Lynch is out. He did something. I'm sure he hit someone or did something. I'm sure he did.
Sure.
Was
Marlon Pickett got a 1-match ban too, and he was
appealing that. But I reckon Lynch something happened to him too.
Chris, if you're still here,
maybe I was drunk. Chris, can you let us know? Chris wouldn't know. He doesn't know anything about his team. He thinks Jaden Short was going to get 25 touches. How many did he get?
24.
No, about 18.
Oh, okay.
Did you see in that bet too? Just to go back to us, that the one that was short had who was it? Had 24.
Yeah, it was Chris,
you had
24.
To get,
yeah.
Crushed by that.
Anyway, can we get back on point, please? These poor people.
Yep. Sorry, people. I do. I look. I'm stupid again. Look, Richmond aren't. They're not. They're beatable.
Lynch got off. It. Thanks, Elfie.
Oh, see, damn
it. Someone has just asked. Picker got 1 week. Lynch got cleared. Very lucky boy. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, did you see they're appealing the merit hit?
I didn't even see what happened. I have not paid any attention to this.
You really didn't watch it. Well, Ari Florent.
Sorry,
Ari Florent. He sounds Chinese, but he's not. He ran through our Merritt boy, went past the ball, and he just shoulder hit Merritt in the head, and he's given a week. And I went, yeah, that's what Merritt dazed around, got up, he survived. That's about where that belongs. He's hit someone in the head with his shoulder. You're not allowed. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that anymore. They're appealing. I'm going, well, this will be interesting because that's a hit in the head.
In that anymore, is there? It's a financial, or is it? Anyway.
It's financial.
Adam has asked when the last time we won a Dreamtime was. Now,
2011.
Usually I save this for Thursday night, but all the rules are out the window because I can't be bothered. The last time we beat Richmond, let alone won a Dreamtime match, was the 31st of May, 2014.
14. Was that the one where Dustin Fletcher kicked the goal towards the end? And Ben Hobbs was... No, not Ben Hobbs. Ben, the other Ben we had was a midfielder. Ben... Howlett. Oh, that's pretty close. He got the medal.
Kicked 5 in that.
Got the medal.
Joe Danaher 3, Zach Merritt 2, and Dustin Fletcher did kick a goal. Great memory from you, from Blake who normally has terrible memory.
Terrible memory.
So since then, we have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 straight to the Richmond.
Really?
This is why last week I enjoyed it so much and put so much hate on Sam Mitchell because every dog has their day, right? Richmond were awful and we were belting them for fun. Like that game we won by 50 points. There's actually not another belting in there, but anyway, 78 points in 2004. But like that Melbourne game in 2013 where we beat them by 150 points. They now have a flag. We haven't won a final. Every dog has their day. So enjoy your wins, people, because our day. Anyway, it was row bottom through merit too, by the way.
Row bottom.
Telling you off.
What did I say? Florent. Ollie.
Honestly.
Oliver Florent? Oh.
So.
Sorry.
All right. We've waffled more than enough. So we're going to wrap up. We will be here Thursday night to do a preview.
That'll be painful.
Tune in if you want us to talk absolute shit about Essendon for the entire time, but then still tip Essendon at the end.
We do it every week.
We seem to do that every week. Yeah. If not, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Wherever you may be listening, we do truly appreciate the support. And through gritted teeth, go Dons.
Go Dons.